What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another trade recap, midday kind of recap as well on the markets overall. I did take one position today in LUNR. We're going to talk about that and man, what we could do better. I feel like we missed out on a pretty good opportunity here. Although the markets are choppy, we can say, hey, this maybe was not necessarily a great day to even take a position, as there was a lot of consolidation right at this moving average. Market doesn't know whether it's bearish, bullish, or what it's doing today, but what we do understand is it cannot get above 1840-ish and hold. It tried here at 518.92 and again here at 518.50, and it just doesn't seem to be able to hold above that level currently right now for QQQ and the overall Nasdaq market. Now, in general, the market's pushed up yesterday from open at 508 to let me fix that, from open at 508 to close, close yesterday was a 1.74% profit, but opening this morning to those highs of 518 was a 2% profit on QQQ, which means TQQQ would have went up 6%. Now, we didn't trade TQQQ yesterday. We had thought about it. We traded LUNR, and if you want to watch a live stream for that for yesterday and the recap, that is already out, and you could watch those videos after this one. So TQQQ pushed up 5.7% or $4 per share, right? We were looking at this down in the 60s the day before, pushing up to 70s now, which is great, right? The overall market looking really good. There are trade deals that are being signed and taken into effect and, blah, 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 right? Nonetheless, we traded LUNR today, and LUNR, same thing, had a real big push from $9.50 after earnings. Now, this is a company that we have been trading and talking about in our Sunday Stock Talk for quite some time. It got as high as $25 and as low as $6. Now, $6 would have been a great place to load up. We said it week after week as it was in this area here. In this range, as you can see. I know there's a lot of different indicators here, but this is our consolidation phase, and so rejection period, consolidation, and then now the confirmation period, showing the three stages of reversal. And if I do this here real quick, we're just going to go ahead and delete all this so you can see a better picture understanding of what I'm looking at here. So as you can see, it's selling off, consolidated around $6, $7, $8, and now pushing up above this moving average. Can this get up above $14, $15, and potentially back to $25? Yes. So if you see fit, this could be the opportunity to buy long in an investment. Okay. Now, analysts are saying, 7 analysts are saying it is a buy, a strong buy, in fact, that the lowest price target is $12, and it did exceed that already. I remember trading it yesterday. It was at like $10.80, $11, crossed over 12, and here we are now at $12.68. Now, it is up 9% on the day. Yesterday, I believe it was up 27 or 30% yesterday, and we actually locked in profits on that yesterday. So average price target saying $15.86 to $21. So there's still plenty of room for this to move. If we do this, 1586 is around right here. So we'll just put a little golden line indicator there, and $21. Okay, we're just going to put them there because that's what analysts are saying is the price target for LUNR. Now remember, this is risky. All trading or investing can be risky if you're not careful, and exactly what happened today. I stopped myself out basically on this pullback. I had a really nice, when you look at it bigger picture, it's got a nice staircase step up, right? It's above those moving averages. If I go to chart settings, we can look at our trading record here. And this is a trade recap, guys. So smash that like button for me. I hope you guys enjoy. These typically are about 8 to 10 minutes long. So very short and sweet. Basically summarizing the entire live stream from this morning. But if you want to actually see me take these trades live and get inside my head as to why I'm taking these trades, then definitely join the live stream. Watch this one, and then tomorrow you can participate in a live stream at Market Open. All you have to do is become a subscriber and smash that like button. So as you can see here, I bought the breakout, right? It pushed up from 1190 to 1262. So it pushed up very nicely, up 6%, and I should have waited for the pullback. I should have been a little bit more patient, waited for a pullback and confirmation that this was still bullish, because honestly, that was a dumb move on my part. You know, we're just going to say that. I got in too early. We can see clearly that there is resistance at around 1280. We can also see around 1269, and that's exactly where it pretty much touched. It didn't have to touch at 1269, but it got to 1262. Where was my first trade? 50 shares at 1247. Now I did 1247 because I liked it. It had a nice doji, anticipating a potential reversal back up. So I bought 50 here. Now, it held here for a moment on this green candle, and so I bought 50 more at 12.12. After it sold off, I bought more at 12.12. What I could have done was been a little bit more patient. Instead of buying at 12.12, wait for confirmation maybe on this next candle here to buy this one here, right? So a little bit more patient on the pullback. I didn't want to miss that rally though. If it did begin, do you guys see that? If it did begin to push up, it went up, it had a retest here, and then it started pushing back up. I thought it was going to bounce, and I didn't want to miss that level right there. Nonetheless, still did okay. Now, the next candle, it held above the moving average, so I bought 50 more shares at 12.12. Another 45 at 12.14. Now, what could I have done better here? Space out the time in buying shares. Here, okay, we get that. We talked about it. Here, it didn't really have confirmation, right? We should have waited for confirmation on the next candle. And then this right here, we could have waited another, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to see if this actually held above, but right away, within 1 minute each apart, I bought 50, I bought 50. So I could be a little bit more patient before adding to my position. Okay, we have all day. When you look at this bigger picture, we had all day, right, to hold. So now here I bought some more, or actually, it sold off from 1236. It caught a little bit of resistance at 1236 right here, came all the way down, and when it caught some support at 1190 on that moving average, I bought the last couple shares that I was technically going to put in, right, at $12 at 11.99. Now that's because all my buying power was used on these trades up here. We're already in like $2,000+ on it, right? And I was waiting to maybe get a dip, maybe buy some more in a little bit. It was like 2,200 or something like that. So it didn't hold, and I actually got a little nervous and I sold. I sold 96 shares at 11.86 and 101 shares at 11.89. I didn't even want to keep my tracker share. I was like, you know what? I'm done with this trade, and that was very impatient of me, right? Now then I saw it kind of pushing up with some green candles, and I bought my last 17 shares at $12. So it was just a few hundred more bucks, and that was all my buying power right here. So could have been more patient in buying, could have waited for that reversal, and then I sold those 17 shares at 11.85. I sold right at the area where it's going to start bouncing, when really, in reality, that's where I should have actually probably started loading up. That would have been the area to start loading. So now that we know that there is a support at 1167, and it's a very strong support, it validated it not only once here, but twice here, understanding that, I could be a better trader, be a little bit more patient as this is going down. Don't buy anything when it's going down. You want to buy it when it starts going up and get the best price possible. So my average price was $12.22 after it was all said and done, because remember, I bought that first 50 shares at $12.47. So if we take a look at this at $12.47 and we put this here, this is where my average price was on that first 50 shares. And then I started averaging down, right? Which I should have waited a little bit more time for. After buying all these initially to here, I had an average of $12.22. $12.22 on this first 200 shares. Now, why did I get 200 shares? I don't know. Why did I go so heavy right away? I don't know, right? I just went too heavy too soon. So I had a 12.22 average. I sold down here, right? And then I bought more here, which would have gave me an 11.99 average, 11.92 average. If I would have just held either one of my two trades, because my average was down here, 11.92 now, we would have been in the money overall. It hit that resistance at 12.80. We knew there was a resistance at 12.80 from yesterday. we wanted to get that pullback to the moving average of 1167. We even talked about it in the live stream this morning with everyone at the market open. We said, look, it's overbought here. It could probably come back down to support, and I'll buy some more at support. And before it even got to support, I used all of my buying power because I anticipated a bounce here. I anticipated a bounce here. I anticipated a bounce here. And honestly, I could have just been patient and bought it all down here at support, just like I said I wanted to do. Buy right there at support. And did I? No, that's okay, right? We learn our lesson, and that's how we do it, right? So now I used all my buying power, no more buying power. And because there's no more buying power and I sold it, I can't even take this trade. I couldn't buy at support and ride it up. So patience was definitely not something I did a good job today on. I need to be more patient when taking this trade. And for anyone who did in our LTE team, buying at those 1160 levels and selling at 1280 would have resulted in a 8.8% profit, or $1 per share. That's correct. So, you know, those 200 shares at 1222 initially, you know, right around this level, could have resulted us in a very nice trade of around what's that, 110 bucks, 110 bucks on 200 shares. So what did we learn? Stick to your trade plan. Don't get ahead of yourself. If you think it's going to bounce, but you know overall that it's going to come to this level, it doesn't matter about buying these little chip away points. Wait until it gets to this area, buy at that support like we said, or you could have even waited for it to get back above the moving average, right? It pushed right back above the moving average, came back down to retest it, confirmed it, and that would have been a nice entry at $12 up to $12.40. 40 cents a share is not bad, even 50 cents a share. You know, because we're not all perfect, you know, not saying we would have held all the way to 1280 either, but even from 12 to 1230 or 1250, that's $30 to $50 for 100 shares and about, you know, about an hour's worth of time. So anyways, we went over our 10-minute mark. If you guys want to watch me trade live tomorrow morning, definitely do so. You can subscribe to the channel and smash the like button for me, and we'll see you all in the live stream tomorrow morning. Thanks, guys, and have a great day.